Admiral Jake Harrison walked through the long halls of Nexus Prime Station. His boots made sharp sounds on the metal floor. The alien guards watched him, but said nothing. They thought humans were weak and stupid. They were wrong. The Galactic Council had ruled space for over 1,000 years. The Zelthari were the strongest race in the Council. They had tentacles instead of arms and spoke in clicking sounds. Other races followed them because they were afraid. The Council made all the rules and everyone had to obey. Humans had joined the Council 30 years ago. At first, the aliens seemed friendly. They gave humans some small planets to live on. They let human ships travel through their space. But soon things changed. The Council started making new rules that hurt humans. They said human weapons were too dangerous. They said human trade was unfair. They made it hard for humans to grow and spread across the galaxy. Jake stopped outside the Council chamber. Captain Lisa Brooke stood next to him. She was young but smart. Her blue eyes showed no fear. Commander Ryan Torres waited behind them with 6 other human officers. They all wore simple blue uniforms with no fancy decorations. The aliens liked to show off with gold and jewels on their clothes. Humans did not need such things. The chamber doors opened with a soft sound. Inside the room was huge. The ceiling went up so high it disappeared in shadows. Hundreds of alien representatives sat in curved rows. Some had scales like fish, others had fur like animals. The Zelthari sat in the center on tall thrones made of crystal. Ambassador Veltar was the leader of the Zelthari delegation. His tentacles moved like snakes as he spoke. His voice came through a translator device that made human words from his clicking sounds. He looked down at Jake with eyes like black holes. "Admiral Harrison," Veltar said, "we are surprised to see you here. Did Earth not receive our latest demands?" Jake stepped forward. His face showed nothing. He had practiced this moment many times. "We received your demands. We reject them all." The chamber filled with sounds. Some aliens made growling noises. Others clicked or whistled. The Zelthari leader raised one tentacle and everything became quiet. "You reject our demands," Veltar repeated. "How interesting. Perhaps you do not understand your position. Earth is one small planet. Humans are one weak race. The Council controls thousands of worlds and dozens of powerful species. You cannot stand against us." "You want us to destroy half our fleet," Jake said. His voice was calm and steady. "You want us to give up our defense systems. You want us to let Council inspectors control our planets. These things will not happen." Another Zelthari named Kethvar spoke up. His tentacles were darker than the others and covered in scars. "Humans are too aggressive. Your species fights too much. You build too many weapons. You ask too many questions. The galaxy was peaceful before you came." Lisa stepped forward. "Peace built on fear is not real peace. It is just slavery with a pretty name." The aliens made angry sounds again. Veltar's eyes glowed brighter. "You dare insult the Council that welcomed you. You speak of slavery when we gave you freedom to exist in our galaxy." "You gave us nothing," Ryan said. "We earned our place here. We explored the stars ourselves. We built our ships ourselves. We found our own planets. All you did was tell us we could not defend ourselves." Jake raised his hand and the other humans became quiet. "We come here today with a final offer. Remove all sanctions against human worlds. Give humans full membership in the Council. Treat us as equals. You have 72 hours to decide." Veltar made a sound like breaking glass. Other aliens joined in. It took Jake a moment to realize they were laughing. "Or what, Admiral? Will you declare war on the entire galaxy? Will your few hundred ships attack our thousands? Will Earth stand alone against all of space?" "We will do what we must do," Jake said. "The choice is yours." "This is ridiculous," said another alien with green skin and 6 arms. "Humans have existed in space for less than 50 years. We have ruled the galaxy for over a millennium. You cannot threaten us." Jake looked around the chamber. Every alien face showed the same thing. They thought this was funny. They thought humans were making empty threats. They thought wrong. 72 hours, Jake repeated. Then you will see what humans do when someone tries to cage us. He turned and walked toward the door. Lisa and Ryan followed him. The other human officers came behind them. Their footsteps echoed in the huge chamber. Behind them, the aliens kept laughing and making jokes. As they left the chamber, Jake touched a small device on his wrist. It looked like a simple watch, but it was much more. The signal went out immediately. On Earth, President Maria Santos would receive it in a few minutes. Other humans across the galaxy would get similar signals. Everything was ready. They walked back through the halls of Nexus Prime. The alien guards watched them go. Some made gestures that meant humans were stupid or weak. Jake ignored them all. Soon they would not be laughing. In the docking bay, their ship waited. It looked like a simple transport vessel. The aliens thought it was harmless. They were wrong. About that too. Everything about human technology was hidden. Every ship had secrets. Every weapon was more than it seemed. As they lifted off from the station, Jake looked back at Nexus Prime. It was beautiful in its way. The aliens had built it to show their power and wealth. Crystal towers reached out into space. Golden bridges connected different sections. Lights of every color flashed in patterns. Do you think they will change their minds? Lisa asked. Jake shook his head. They have been in power too long. They think nothing can challenge them. Pride will be their weakness and our strength, Ryan added. Their ship jumped to hyperspace. Behind them, Nexus Prime grew smaller until it disappeared. In 72 hours, Jake would return. But next time he would not come alone. Next time he would not come in peace. The aliens wanted to see what humans could do when threatened. They were about to find out. The galaxy was about to change forever. Lieutenant Commander Amy Johnson stood on the bridge of the USS Defiance. The ship looked like any other human cruiser from the outside. Inside, it was the same story. Simple gray walls, basic computers, standard weapons. But today, everything was about to change. Amy had served on the Defiance for 3 years. She knew every room and every system. She thought she knew all the ship's secrets. She was wrong. The captain called her to his ready room with orders she had never seen before. Commander Johnson, Captain Bill Watson said. Today you get new security clearance. What you learn must never be spoken to anyone outside this crew. Do you understand? Amy nodded. She had been wondering why certain parts of the ship were always locked. The captain told her those areas were for storage or backup systems. Now, she would learn the truth. They walked to Section 7. Amy had passed this door hundreds of times. It always showed a red light that meant no entry. Today the light was green. The captain placed his hand on a scanner. The door opened with a soft hiss. Inside the room, Amy saw things that should not exist. Weapon systems that were 10 times more powerful than anything she knew about. Armor plating that looked like it could stop anything. Computer systems that hummed with energy she could not identify. What is all this? Amy asked. This is what we really are, the captain said. For 30 years, humans have pretended to be weak. We built ships that looked simple. We used weapons that seemed basic. We let the aliens think they were better than us. It was all a lie. Chief Engineer Pete Collins joined them in the secret section. His eyes were wide as he looked at the new systems. Captain, these power cores should not be possible. They generate more energy than our entire main reactor. They are possible because humans built them, the captain said. We have been working on this technology since we first met the aliens. Every human ship has these hidden systems. Every human world has secret defenses. Today we stop pretending. On the other side of human space, Dr. Helen Carter was having her own revelation. She worked at Prometheus Research Station studying alien technology. She thought her job was to help humans catch up to alien science. Today she learned that humans were already far ahead. Dr. Carter, Director Paul Stevens said, "Please come with me. You have new access to Project Lazarus." Helen had heard whispers about Project Lazarus but never believed them. Rumors said it was a secret weapons program. Other rumors said it was about time travel or alien contact. The truth was bigger than any rumor. The elevator went down past levels Helen knew existed. It kept going down for what felt like forever. When it stopped, they were deep underground. The doors opened to show a facility that stretched as far as she could see. "Welcome to the real Prometheus station," Director Stevens said. "What you saw, above ground, was just a cover story. This is where we really work." Scientists and engineers filled the huge space. They worked on ships that looked nothing like standard human designs. They tested weapons that could destroy planets. They built computers that thought faster than any alien mind. "How long has this been here?" Helen asked. "Since before first contact," the director said. "We knew we would meet aliens someday. We knew they might be hostile. We prepared for everything." Dr. Roger Kim showed her the latest projects. Stealth technology that made ships invisible. Shields that could stop any weapon. Engines that could travel faster than anything the aliens had ever seen. "The aliens think our fastest ships can travel at warp factor 5, Dr. Kim said. "Our real ships can go warp factor 20. They think our weapons can destroy asteroids. Our real weapons can crack moons." Colonel Jack Mitchell was getting his own surprise. He commanded human special forces. His soldiers were good, but they used standard equipment. Today that changed. In a secure facility on Mars, Jack learned what his troops could really do. "Colonel," General Kevin Walsh said, "your soldiers are about to become something new, something the galaxy has never seen." They walked through an armory that held weapons Jack did not recognize, suits of armor that moved like living things, devices that could cut through any material, tools that could hack any computer. "Your men have been training with toys," the general said. "These are their real weapons. A single human soldier with this equipment can take on 100 alien troops." Sergeant Tony Blake picked up one of the new rifles. It felt light as air but hummed with deadly power. "What does this thing shoot, sir?" "Plasma bolts that can punch through battleship armor," the general said. "But that is not the best part. Watch this." He showed them how the rifle could change shape. It became a sniper weapon. Then it became a missile launcher. Then it became something that fired beams of pure energy. "One weapon, 20 different functions," the general said. "Your armor does the same thing. It can stop bullets, resist energy weapons, survive in vacuum, move underwater, and fly through atmosphere." Private Lisa Stone tested the armor's flight system. She shot into the air and flew around the room like she had wings. "This is incredible, sir. Why did we wait so long to use this stuff?" "Because we needed the aliens to think we were weak," the colonel said. "Now that time is over." Admiral Jake Harrison stood on the bridge of his flagship, the USS Retribution. Like every other human ship, it looked normal from outside. Inside, it was a monster waiting to wake up. Today, it would wake up. "Admiral," Communications Officer Mary Wright said. "We are receiving confirmation signals from all human fleets. Everyone is ready." Jake nodded. Across human space, hundreds of ships were powering up their real weapons. Thousands of soldiers were putting on their real armor. Dozens of worlds were activating their real defenses. "Open a channel to all human forces," Jake said. The communication system connected him to every human ship, base, and outpost. Millions of humans waited to hear his words. "My fellow humans," Jake said. "For 30 years we have played a role. We pretended to be grateful newcomers. We acted like children learning from wise teachers. We let the aliens think they were superior. Today that ends." He paused and looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there, the Galactic Council was still laughing at human threats. They would not be laughing much longer. Today we show them what humans really are. We show them what we can really do. The galaxy is about to learn that the most dangerous predator is the one that lets you think you are safe. Across human space, ships began to change. Hidden weapons extended from their hulls. Secret armor plating slid into place. Engines that had been running at quarter power roared to full strength. The deception was over. The revelation had begun. 72 hours had passed. The Galactic Council had given no answer to human demands. They thought the threat was empty. They were about to learn how wrong they were. Commander Tony Reed sat in the pilot seat of the USS Vengeance. The ship was small and looked harmless. The aliens scanning it saw a simple escort vessel with light weapons. They could not see the stealth systems that made it invisible. They could not detect the weapons that could destroy battleships. All ships report. Ready? His communications officer said. We are in position around Nexus Prime. Tony smiled. 20 human ships surrounded the alien station. The Council's sensors showed nothing. To them, space looked empty and peaceful. That was about to change. This is Admiral Harrison, came the voice over the radio. Execute Operation Thunder. Show them what humans can do. Tony pressed a button on his control panel. Around Nexus Prime, 20 ships suddenly appeared. They had been there all along, but now they dropped their stealth fields. The aliens on the station started screaming into their radios. The first target was a Zelthari battlecruiser. The aliens called it the Mighty Tide. It was 3 times larger than any human ship. Its armor was legendary. Its weapons had destroyed rebel fleets. None of that mattered now. Tony locked his targeting system on the enemy ship. Fire all weapons, he ordered. The USS Vengeance unleashed hell. Plasma cannons that had been hidden in fake cargo pods opened up. Energy beams that could cut through mountains lanced out. Missile launchers that looked like communication arrays fired their deadly cargo. The Mighty Tide died in seconds. Its shields collapsed like paper. Its armor melted like ice and fire. The proud battleship became expanding gas and twisted metal. The aliens watching could not believe what they had seen. Captain Rachel Moore led the fighter attack. Her squadron of 12 ships looked like cargo shuttles. The aliens thought they were running away in fear. They were wrong. Rachel's fighters were the most advanced war machines in human space. Fox Squadron, engage the defense platforms, Rachel ordered. Her fighters moved like nothing the galaxy had ever seen. They twisted and spun through space faster than alien eyes could follow. Their weapons turned the massive defense platforms into scrap metal. Each fighter carried enough firepower to level a city. The aliens tried to fight back. Their weapons were old and slow. Human fighters danced around their fire like it was standing still. In minutes, the entire outer defense grid was gone. On Nexus Prime Station, the aliens were panicking. Ambassador Veltar screamed orders at his military commanders. His tentacles whipped around like angry snakes. How are they doing this? Our sensors showed nothing. Sir, his aide reported. Their ships are using technology we do not understand. Our weapons cannot lock onto them. Their shields are stopping everything we fire. Major Steve Parker was already inside the station. He had been there for 2 years pretending to be a maintenance worker. Today he stopped pretending. His team of 12 humans emerged from hiding spots throughout Nexus Prime. Steve wore armor that made him invisible to alien sensors. His weapons could cut through any material. His computers could hack any system. He moved through the station like a ghost of death. Team 2, secure the power core, he said into his radio. Team 3, take the communication center. Team 4, lock down the council chamber. The aliens tried to stop them. Security guards with energy rifles fired at shadows they could not see. Human soldiers appeared behind them like magic. In seconds, the guards were unconscious or dead. Dr. Christine Davis had been working as a diplomatic aide for 5 years. She kept records and carried messages. The aliens thought she was harmless. Today they learned better. Christine was one of the best computer experts in human space. She walked into the central computer room like she belonged there. The alien technicians looked at her with confusion. "You're not supposed to be here," one of them said. "I am exactly where I need to be," Christine replied. Her hands moved over the alien controls faster than they could follow. She plugged devices into their systems that the aliens had never seen before. Computer viruses flowed through the networks like digital poison. Warning lights flashed throughout the station. Computer systems crashed one by one. The aliens lost control of their own technology. Everything from lights to life support fell under human control. Captain Ben Turner commanded the heavy cruiser USS Thunderbolt. His ship faced 3 alien capital ships at once. The aliens thought numbers would save them. They thought wrong. "All weapons fire at will," Ben ordered. The USS Thunderbolt revealed its true nature. What looked like a simple cruiser became a mobile fortress. Hidden weapon ports opened all along its hull. Energy cannons that could crack planets began firing. The first alien ship tried to run. Ben's ship caught it with weapons that reached across impossible distances. The alien vessel exploded like a dying star. The second ship tried to fight. Its weapons bounced off human shields like raindrops. Ben's return fire cut it in half. The third alien captain was smart enough to surrender. His ship powered down its weapons and sent a message of defeat. Ben let it live as an example to others. Inside the council chamber, the alien representatives huddled in fear. They had locked the doors, but human soldiers appeared anyway. The humans had technology that could walk through walls. Ambassador Veltar tried to maintain his dignity. "This is an act of war. The entire galaxy will unite against you." Admiral Jake Harrison entered the chamber. His uniform was simple, but his presence filled the room. "The galaxy already united against us. You made that choice when you tried to cage humanity." "You cannot win," Veltar said. "We have thousands of ships. We control hundreds of worlds." "You had thousands of ships," Jake corrected. "Most of them are scrap metal now. As for your worlds, they are about to learn new management." Communications came in from across council space. Human fleets were appearing everywhere at once. Ships that had seemed like harmless traders revealed themselves as warships. Colonies that looked defenseless activated weapons that could destroy fleets. The war was not just beginning. It was already over. The aliens just did not know it yet. "How?" Veltar whispered. "How did you hide all this?" Jake smiled. "We learned from Earth's history. When a strong enemy thinks you are weak, let them think it. When they are not watching, become stronger than they ever imagined. When they finally attack, show them their mistake." Outside the station windows, alien ships burned like candles in the dark. The Galactic Council's fleet was the pride of their civilization. Now it was becoming a memorial to their arrogance. "This is impossible," another alien representative said. "Your technology is centuries behind ours." "Your technology is centuries behind ours," Jake corrected. "You just never knew it. We have been planning this day since we first met you. Every smile was practice. Every show of weakness was theater. Every time you laughed at us, we grew stronger. The first battle was over. Nexus Prime belonged to humanity now. But this was just the beginning." Across the galaxy, alien worlds were about to learn what it meant to face an angry human race. News of Nexus Prime's fall spread across the galaxy like wildfire. Alien worlds that had laughed at human threats now faced a terrible truth. The humans were not weak newcomers. They were apex predators who had been hiding their fangs. "Admiral." Kate Phillips stood on the bridge of the USS Devastator as it dropped out of hyperspace above the Zelthari homeworld. Behind her came 50 more human ships. They had traveled through hyperspace routes that aliens believed were impossible to navigate. The journey that should have taken weeks had taken hours. The Zelthari homeworld of Velthara was the crown jewel of their empire. Massive orbital defense platforms surrounded the planet like metal moons. Energy shields protected every major city. The system had never been conquered in 1,000 years of galactic history. "Admiral," her tactical officer reported, "the defense platforms are powering up their weapons. They are demanding we leave immediately." Kate smiled. "Tell them we are here for their surrender. If they want to fight instead, we will accommodate them." The Zelthari response came quickly. "Human ships, you face the might of our homeworld. Our defenses have stood for millennia. Turn back now or be destroyed." "All ships," Kate ordered. "Show them what human engineering can accomplish." The human fleet opened fire as one. The weapons they unleashed made their attack on Nexus Prime look gentle. Beams of pure energy reached across space and touched the alien defense platforms. Each beam carried enough power to boil oceans. The first platform exploded in a flash of light visible from the planet's surface. The second and third followed within seconds. The Zelthari shields that had protected their homeworld for centuries collapsed like soap bubbles. On the planet's surface, panic spread through the cities. Zelthari citizens watched their supposedly invincible defenses die one by one. In less than an hour, the entire orbital network was gone. Burning wreckage fell from the sky like metal rain. Colonel Sam Rogers led the ground assault on the Zelthari military headquarters. His transport ships landed in the capital city while alien air defenses tried desperately to stop them. The alien weapons might as well have been throwing rocks. Sam wore power armor that made him faster and stronger than any alien warrior. His soldiers moved through the city streets like unstoppable machines. Their weapons cut through alien vehicles and buildings with ease. The Zelthari military had never faced an enemy like this. Their tactics were designed for fighting other aliens with similar technology. Human soldiers fought like nothing they had ever seen. They appeared from nowhere, struck with devastating force, then vanished before counterattacks could reach them. "Surrender your weapons and you will not be harmed," Sam announced over loudspeakers. His voice echoed through the city in perfect Zelthari language. "Resist and face the consequences." Most Zelthari troops threw down their weapons immediately. They had seen what human soldiers could do. Fighting them was not bravery. It was suicide. Within hours, the entire planet was under human control. Captain Dan Wright commanded the Cyber Warfare Division from his ship, the USS Ghost. His job was to destroy alien communication networks. He had been preparing for this mission his entire career. "Begin Operation Silent Galaxy," Dan ordered. Human computer viruses spread through alien networks faster than thought. Systems that had operated flawlessly for centuries began crashing, one by one. Communication satellites went dark. Military computers forgot their own programming. Even simple devices like lights and doors stopped working. The viruses were works of art disguised as weapons. They learned and adapted as they spread. They found weaknesses that alien programmers never knew existed. They turned the aliens' own technology against them. Within hours, 40 star systems lost all electronic communication. Alien fleets found themselves flying blind. Planetary governments could not coordinate with their colonies. The galaxy's information networks collapsed like dominoes. But the biggest shock came when Shadow Base Alpha revealed itself. Commander Lisa Wright had commanded the secret facility for 8 years. It existed in empty space between star systems, where no alien had ever thought to look. The base was massive. It held more ships than most alien empires possessed. It had construction yards that could build fleets. It had weapons that could destroy planets. For decades, it had watched and waited for this moment. "All ships launch," Lisa ordered. Time to show the galaxy what humans build when no one is watching. The ships that emerged from Shadow Base Alpha were unlike anything aliens had seen. They were larger than battleships but faster than fighters. Their weapons could reach across star systems. Their shields could stop anything the aliens could throw at them. These ships represented 30 years of secret human development. Every advancement had been hidden from alien eyes. Every breakthrough had been disguised as failure. The aliens thought human technology was primitive. They were about to learn the truth. President Maria Santos addressed the galaxy from Earth. Her words were broadcast through hijacked alien communication networks. Every inhabited world heard her message whether they wanted to or not. "People of the galaxy," she began. "For 30 years you have believed a lie. You thought humans were weak because we were new. You thought we were inferior because we seemed primitive. You believed we needed your guidance and protection." Her image appeared on screens across thousands of worlds. Behind her stood human soldiers in their power armor. Their weapons gleamed with deadly purpose. "The truth is simpler and more terrible," she continued. "We let you believe these things because it served our purpose. While you laughed at our primitive ships, we built vessels that could destroy your fleets. While you mocked our simple weapons, we created tools of war beyond your imagination." Alien leaders watched in growing horror. They began to understand the scope of human deception. Everything they thought they knew was wrong. "You demanded we reduce our military forces," Maria said. "You never realized our true military was hidden from your sight. You thought you were disarming a weak species. Instead, you were poking a sleeping dragon." Reports flooded in from across alien space. Human attacks were happening everywhere at once. Colonies that had existed peacefully for centuries suddenly revealed themselves as human military bases. Merchant ships that had traded for decades transformed into warships. The Galactic Council's member species began to panic. The Thrakari Empire surrendered after losing half their fleet in a single battle. The Mordian Republic offered to become a human protectorate. The Zenith Collective simply disappeared, their leaders fleeing to unknown space. "We offered you partnership," Maria's broadcast continued. "You gave us oppression. We sought equality. You gave us contempt. We asked for respect. You gave us chains. Now you will receive what you have earned." The old galactic order was crumbling faster than anyone thought possible. Species that had ruled for millennia found themselves refugees in their own space. The humans they had dismissed as primitives now held their fate in their hands. Admiral Jake Harrison watched from Nexus Prime as reports came in. Human forces had captured or destroyed over 3,000 alien ships. Dozens of worlds had surrendered without firing a shot. The war that had begun 72 hours ago was already won. "Sir," his aide reported, "the Zelthari High Command is requesting terms for surrender." Jake nodded. "Tell them we will accept nothing less than unconditional surrender." They started this war with their arrogance. We will end it on our terms. The galaxy that had existed for 1,000 years was dying. In its place, something new was being born. Something human. 1 week after the first shot was fired, the Galactic Council ceased to exist. The speed of humanity's victory stunned every species in known space. What they had believed was a minor threat had revealed itself as the apex predator of the galaxy. Admiral Jake Harrison stood where the Council had once ruled. The crystal chamber on Nexus Prime now served as headquarters for the Terran Federation. Representatives from dozens of species waited nervously to learn their fate under human rule. The irony was not lost on anyone. The species they had sought to suppress now held absolute power over them. The humans they had dismissed as primitive newcomers now decided who lived and who died among the stars. "The old order is finished," Jake announced to the assembled aliens. "Your council ruled through fear and tradition. We will rule through strength and justice. Those who accept the new reality will prosper. Those who resist will be removed." The alien representatives shifted nervously in their seats. Some still showed defiance in their eyes. Others had already accepted their new place in the galaxy. A few looked relieved that the uncertainty was over. General Patricia Clark oversaw the integration of former Council military assets. The alien fleets that had survived the war were being examined by human engineers. Most of the technology was centuries behind human capabilities. "General," Captain Mike Davis reported, "the Zelthari are requesting permission to keep their ceremonial guard units." Patricia considered this. "Grant the request, but under human oversight. Their weapons will be replaced with training devices. Any sign of rebellion and the program ends." Many alien officers volunteered eagerly to serve under human command. They recognized that joining the humans offered opportunities they never had under the rigid council hierarchy. The humans judged people by ability rather than species or age. Lieutenant Colonel Sarah Blake commanded the integration program for alien personnel. She had spent years studying alien cultures and languages. Now that knowledge helped build bridges between species. "The key is showing them we are not conquerors," she explained to her staff. "We are liberators. The Council kept most species suppressed and afraid. We offer them partnership and growth." Dr. Robert Kane led scientific teams examining captured Council technology. What they found was disappointing but not surprising. The aliens had become complacent over the centuries. Their technology had stagnated while human science leaped forward. "Look at this." Dr. Kane showed his team a Zelthari computer core. "This design is over 500 years old. They never bothered to improve it because no one challenged them." The human computers were quantum devices that operated faster than alien minds could comprehend. Human ships used materials that did not exist in alien science. Human weapons drew power from forces the aliens had never discovered. Captain Jennifer Stone commanded the new orbital defense platform above the former Zelthari homeworld. The massive structure demonstrated human engineering capabilities to anyone who might still think of resistance. The platform was larger than most alien space stations. Its weapons could destroy any fleet the old council could have assembled. Its shields could withstand attacks that would crack planets. It hung in space like a metal moon, beautiful and terrible. "Captain," her communications officer reported, "we are receiving a delegation from the Threkari Empire. They wish to formally join the Terran Federation." Jennifer smiled. "Tell them they are welcome. Schedule a ceremony for tomorrow. Make sure all the local species see it." The ceremony would be broadcast across the sector. Other alien species would see the Threkari being welcomed as equals in the new order. The message would be clear. Cooperation brought rewards while resistance brought destruction. President Maria Santos established herself as the first Terran Chancellor. Her office on Earth commanded fleets that patrolled from one end of the galaxy to the other. The power that flowed through her hands would have been unimaginable just weeks before. The transition must be smooth, she told her cabinet. "We are not just conquerors, we are the founders of a new galactic civilization. Our actions now will echo through history." Her inaugural address was broadcast to every inhabited world. The speech was translated into hundreds of languages and broadcast on frequencies that reached the most remote colonies. "We offered partnership and received condescension," she began. "We sought equality and were given oppression. We asked for respect and were shown contempt. Now we offer you a choice." The camera showed her standing before a massive window that looked out on Earth's blue oceans. Behind her stood representatives from dozens of species who had already joined the Federation. "Join us as equals in a new galactic order," she continued. "Help us build something better than what came before, or remain in the past with the ashes of the old council. The choice is yours, but you will not get another chance." The response was overwhelming. Species that had been suppressed under council rule flocked to join the Terran Federation. They brought knowledge, resources, and loyalty to their new human protectors. The Mordian Republic brought their expertise in crystal technology. The Zenith Collective returned from hiding to offer their skills in biological sciences. Even former council loyalists began switching sides as the benefits of human rule became clear. But not everyone accepted the new order willingly. The Zelthari found their proud empire reduced to a single world under human oversight. Their ancient culture struggled to accept subordination to the species they had once dismissed. Ambassador Veltar, now a prisoner in his own former office, met with Jake. To discuss terms, his tentacles moved slowly with age and defeat. His eyes no longer held the arrogance that had once defined him. "What will become of my people?" Veltar asked. Jake looked out at the planet below. Zelthari cities stretched across continents like coral reefs. Billions of beings lived their lives in the shadow of human ships. "That depends on your people," Jake replied. "Those who accept the new reality will find places in the Federation. Those who cling to the past will discover how irrelevant they have become." "We ruled the galaxy for 1,000 years, Veltar said quietly. "And you ruled it badly," Jake responded. "You kept dozens of species in fear and poverty. You prevented progress because it threatened your power. You turned exploration into exploitation." The old Zelthari leader was silent for a long moment. Finally, he spoke again. "How long were you planning this?" "Since the day we met you," Jake said. "We knew what you were from the beginning. We studied your weaknesses while you ignored our strengths. We prepared for war while you enjoyed peace." Outside the window, human construction ships were building new orbital facilities. The Federation needed infrastructure to manage its vast territory. Shipyards, communication relays, and defense platforms were rising from the void. "Your people can be part of this," Jake offered. "The Federation needs engineers, scientists, and administrators. We judge species by contribution, not by history." Some Zelthari accepted the offer. They joined human crews and learned new ways of thinking. Others retreated to remote colonies, where they could maintain their old traditions under human protection. Commander Lisa Wright established Federation headquarters in the Shadow Base Alpha facility. The secret station became the nerve center for human operations across the galaxy. From there, she coordinated the activities of thousands of ships and millions of personnel. "The galaxy is larger than we imagined," she reported to Earth. "Our scouts have found dozens of species the Council never contacted. Some are more advanced than anything we have seen. Others are still in their Stone Age. The Federation's mission was expanding beyond simple conquest. They were becoming the guardians of galactic civilization. Pirates who had operated freely under Council neglect found themselves hunted by human patrols. Slave traders discovered that their business was no longer tolerated. Admiral Harrison looked out at the stars from his new office on Nexus Prime. The galaxy that had once seemed so large and threatening now felt manageable. Order was replacing chaos. Justice was replacing oppression. A year ago, the humans had been subjects begging for scraps from alien masters. Now they commanded fleets that could shatter worlds. The transformation was complete, but the work was just beginning. "Sir," his aide announced, "the Federation Council is ready for your address." Jake walked to the chamber where aliens had once mocked human threats. Now representatives from 100 species gathered to hear human wisdom. The weak had become strong. The primitive had become advanced. The galaxy had learned that underestimating humanity was a fatal mistake. The peace that the Council had maintained through fear and tradition would be replaced by something far more durable. Peace through strength. Peace through justice. Peace through the iron will of a species that had been pushed too far. The humans had been underestimated once. It would not happen again.